welcome back to the channel. This is FUBAR, and today we are recreating a legacy video from one of two very prominent content creators way back in the day, probably about 2 years ago, which is Triple G Gaming and Hunter Barbecue. Now, today we're going to be doing Triple G Gaming's remake of Troop Strength versus Troop Power. So we're going to be recreating this video and giving it a facelift so that way everybody is on the same page, because this video was very influential way back in the day and it will definitely help the Warpath community as a whole. This video idea was presented to me by a member of my community, so a big round of applause to Mr. Gold for his suggestion there. Thank you so much for the suggestion. You are amazing. Now, as you can see right here, I have a 7.2 modern medium already fully trained, and it's level 1, and we're going to see its power currently, because we're going to start off with learning how to max out our power grade with this unit, and then we're going to talk about how do we max out our troop strength. So as you can see right here, we have this troop at 80k right now in its current state. So let's go through and see what we can do to max this power out. Now, before we get started on maxing everything out, we're going to talk about the power grade system currently. It goes from level 1 to level 15. Now, in the first 7 tiers, you're going to notice that there's a little unique thing here, because we actually get buffs for both combat and economic buffs at the same time, but the economic buffs stop at tier 7. So we get collection speed, production speed, and research speed, and these all stack together, and it continues, like I said, all the way down to grade 7. Well, it stops at grade 7. Okay. Now, to get this unit to level 200, we need 604k ground force XP. We need 419k bullets. Now that it is at level 200, we can see right here, right off the bat, that we are at 907k and 463k HP. Now, before we continue, I want to take a look at our manuals so we can compare that to the classic unit manual. So as you can see right here, that we are already way above the 590k and the 321k HP and firepower. Now, the reason for this is because of research. As you can see in my research, once we get there, as you can see in my research, we have max military, and I also have advanced combat tank tech maxed, and I have most of my tech in modern warfare under tank as well. And this all stacks up to providing a little bit of a buffer zone why that's so much higher. Now, as you can see right here, we are already at 25.8k. We are at tier 10 on the power grade. We have not added any modifications. We haven't added any parts. So now we're going to go and bring this to an 8.0 unit. The reason why we're not doing modifications right now is because it will reset once we bring this to modern. So we're going to skip that and do that once we have made this a modern unit. Now we are at 8.0. Now we can modify this unit. We are now already, just by maxing out the modifications, at 40.1k on the power grade. We are already at tier 12. Now, for a fun fact, back in Triple G Gaming's time, and the time he made this video, 40.1k was the highest you could go. There was some players who were able to buff their unit all the way up to 43k, but that was the limit. I mean, like, the max unit power back in that time frame was roughly 8 million power. So a lot has changed, and we're going to see how far it has changed just through this. So we're going to go over to parts. We're going to max out our legacy wrenches, and we're going to see that to get it to level 100, we need 817k wrenches. Now we have unlocked modern wrenches. Now let's see what it costs to get us to level 20. To get it to level 20, we need 88.8k wrenches, and as you can see, all the part building materials that are going to be used are above as well for the cost. Now we have to do the same thing on the same side. It will cost the same amount as the offensive side. So that is approximately a little bit over 170k for both sides for just an 8.0 unit. Now with just doing that, we are already at 41.1k on the power grade. Now if we do a quick enhance, you're going to see that we need to spend 160 million ground force XP, and we need to spend 102k bullets, 30.7k on the gears, and also 24 ground force refined components. Now that this is maxed, before we haven't even added parts, we're going to wait on that until the end, right? Our actual unit power right here, we got to hit a train real quick. Once that is trained, we will pull it out. Is 504 million power. No, 500, not 504 million power. I'm sorry, 5.04 million power. My apologies. Now, we go back to prototypes. We upgrade again. We're paying 10 on the prototypes for 8.1. Now we are at 8.1, and we are at 53.2k on the power grade scale. We're going to go and upgrade our wrenches again. Now, as you can see, we're going to need 103k wrenches per side. And as you can see, that's the cost for the building materials above. Now we're going to go do the same for the offensive. Now we are going to go back to prototypes and do a quick enhance. And this is going to jump us to 64.1k. And now let's check out our power level again. And as you can see right here, we are at 6.54 million power. Now we upgrade, and we're paying out 14 in the prototypes. We are at 8.2. And we're already at 68.2 on the power grade. And now to get to this to level 60, we need to spend 119k more wrenches on each side, plus the same cost on building materials for each side as well. Now if we go over to prototypes and we hit the quick enhance, we need to spend 280 million ground force XP. We need to spend 179k bullets, 53.7k gears, and also 40 ground force refined components. Now we are at currently 81k on the power scale. So effectively we have doubled the power grade already, and we're not even at max than what was for Triple G Gaming. And our power is for this unit currently is 8.26 million. Now back to units. Now we upgrade again. Now we're going to 9.0, and it's going to cost us 18 prototype pieces. Now we are at 9.0, and we're at 85.7k on the power grade scale. It's going to cost us 139k wrenches to upgrade this to level 80. And now we are golden there. And as you can see there above, that was the cost for the building materials as well. Now to quick enhance, we need 360 million ground force XP, 230k bullets, and 69.1k gears, and 52 ground force refined components. And that has already put us at 100K on the power grade scale. Now let's check out our power. Nice, we're at 10.2K. And keep in mind, we haven't added parts yet. So fun fact, real quick, about the power grade scale. Did you know that if you max out your power grade to 150K, that you actually automatically unlock top tier units in the arena? Yes, if you max out to 150K on your unit, you can actually have 9.2 units in the arena. So we're at 105K now at 9.1, and we're going to quick enhance this, and we're going to see we need 440 million ground force XP, 281K bullets, 84.4K gears, and 64 ground force refined components. And that has shot us up to 121K on the power scale. That's 3 times the amount that was available back in Triple G Gaming's time when he made that video. So if we go over the parts, we're actually going to increase this further. Now, it costs us 161 wrenches, 161K wrenches to bring this up to level 100 per side. And just so you guys can see the building materials, because I kind of rushed that little segment there, that's the cost for the building materials per side to get it to level 100. Now that that is maxed, we are at 123K. Now that unit, that unit looks so cool right now. I'm just sorry, I gotta take a second and admire that. It looks awesome. And as you can see, we're already at tier 15, but we're not 150K yet. Now, we spend the last 28 of our refined components, and we are at 9.2. We're at 129K. I did miss pulling out that unit. I do apologize, but as you can see right now, we are at 13.2 million, so it was probably close to 13 million there. Now, we're going to do a quick enhance here to max this out to its final tier. Now, we need 560 million. We need 358K bullets. We need 107K gears. And we need 80 ground force refined components. And that brought us up to 147K on the power grade scale. Now, if we go in here and we go to upgrade again, now we are going to spend 187K for the wrenches, and as you can see above, this is what it's going to cost per side for building materials. Now, I know I sound a little bit like a broken record there, and I apologize. It's just for the sake of the video. Bam. Now, as you can see right here, we actually get 160% firepower bonus on each side here. And we get 160% HP bonus as well. Now, we are already at 149K on the power grade scale. So we're still not maxed, but we got everything maxed out. Now it's time to add the parts. So there's one gold plus, and we're at 158K. Now we're at 168K with 2. Now we are at 176K. Now we're at 182K. And now we are at 186K. So we are over 4 times the amount of the power grade that could be achieved before went back in the time of Triple G Gaming's video. And we're actually 26K over that. So that's crazy. Now, if we go to upgrade, you can see right here, we are at 10.5 million firepower and 5.52 million HP. Fun fact, HP used to be known as durability back in the day. Now we're going to go check our unit manual for this said unit. and we are going to see what the baseline is. And as you can see right here, the baseline is 1.53 million, and with 1 million HP. That's kind of nuts if you can see how drastically we could change this. But what is our unit power overall right now? Now, as you can see, we actually have 19 million, 19 million power. Now, how do we fix this issue? Because we have no officers, we don't have skill tabs on, we only added on the parts. So let's go and add officers now and see what the power difference is then. Guardian of Truth, an OG with Golden Eagle. Somewhat potent pairing. Now, let's see what that unit strength is now. This is before skill tabs, and we're already at 38.5 million. So that has added effectively to our troop strength and our troop power. Now, let's add some skill tabs. Now, we're going to go to offense. We're going to go and say, I actually want to give you guys some potent pairings. We're going to add the 15% troop strength. We're going to go over to special skills, and we're going to use Valkyrie's disable skill. And now we're going to go over to Golden Eagle, and we're going to add for offense. We're going to want to have, we're going to put on another 15% damage. And now we're going to do a actual, where is it? I'm looking for it. I'm sorry. I'm looking for a damage resist skill. There it is. Right there. And we're actually going to change this skill out for Thorn Countess's 20%, because that will actually give us more oomph on the battlefield. There. Now let's see what our power is. 45.6k. Now what if I told you that I can actually get this higher? Well, let's just do that. And for the sake of this video, I've actually spent some gold in here, and it was not pretty, because I'm very strict with my gold consumption. So while this is actually training, we're going to talk about how we can increase our troop strength. So, one, the very first step is technology. Two, our museum collection level, because we get buffs in there that actually stack. So let's go check that out while this trains. So as you can see right here, if I go over the collection and I check out, no, that's rankings, my bad. Collection rewards, bonuses. As you can see right here, I'm actually getting a 2% in firepower, a 2% up bonus as well in HP at my current level. But we actually get other buffs that we can check out as well from base unit skins, which also increases our troop strength. So if we go over to skin sets and we look at our stats overview, you can see I get a 2% in firepower, 3% in base and troop HP, and I get an extra 2% in troop firepower, and I also get a troop damage resist of 1% increase currently. And that all stacks up to buffing your unit and adding to the troop strength. Now, so we talked about technology, that increases it. We talked about the museum collection level, that increases it. And we also talked about the base skins, buffing it. But we also have unit skins that actually increase it as well. As you can see right here, if I equip this skin, it gives us an increase of 5% on unit firepower. Now, this is another thing. These are all things that weren't there back in Triple G at the time of Triple G making that video. It was not an effect in the game. Now, if we look at over here, these are actual buffs that we can apply to our unit, which will give us, they're temporary, but they can give us an extra 5% firepower or 5% HP for extra lengths of time. If you get the gold ones, the advanced ones, you get 10%, which makes a big deal. And I actually, in my opinion, the most valuable buff you can get is this one, maximum potential, which is basic,
It actually speeds up your officer skill casting speed by 3% for 4 hours, which you get by doing well in the arena every week. Now that this is done, you can see right here that my actual troop power is now 61.8 million, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think about that. So we actually buffed our troop strength by using a 40% troop expansion buff. We can buff it with extra buffs on our unit. We have 2 officers that are awakened, both at level 60, and that buffs it. And also, we have the skill tabs, all level 5, that also buff it. You saw our base skin collection, our stats there, and also our museum collection stats as well. But what else can we do to buff this unit up to increase our troop strength? Because if we were up against another modern MBT with the exact same skin, the exact same skin sets, and the exact same officers, and the exact same skill tabs, someone's still going to win at the end of the day. But how do we determine who wins? Well, that is very, very simple. It all comes down to our technology, and if it's exactly the same, then it will come down to our parts. As you can see right here on parts, when you build a part, you got the chance for perfect parts. If you get a perfect part, it is actually the lowest tier of a gold plus plus part, or gold plus part, or gold part, depending on what you get or build it to. You actually will get the lowest tier. So, and also when you build a gold plus plus part, it doesn't mean it's at max stats. So each time you build a gold plus plus part of the same part, you may have different variables in there. And whoever has the highest variable is the winner. Now, other things we can do that actually contribute towards troop strength is our camp buff. Using a camp bonus actually will contribute towards us winning a fight. Also, using parts that are camp specific will also help us gain a buff. And as you can see right here on my Martyr MBT, I'm using 2 Martyr parts, so I get a 30% bonus. And a little fun fact, the armor composite, where you can actually get suspension components and convert it over. If you're converting a gold plus plus suspension over, you get to choose which armor plating part you want. So if you have a blast resist suspension, you could choose an HP armor part, which is what I did right here. So just a little food for thought on there on that little snippet. Now, if we go back here and we look at our 68.1K unit, you can see that this thing's going to absolutely demolish this Raven really quickly. And it's not even a competition. Now, another thing that actually buffs our units is Alliance Tech. So if you have a maxed out Alliance Tech, as you can see right here in military, you can actually do better on the battlefield. And you can also perform better if you're within your own alliance territory as well with this tech as well. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. We have 2 amazing Discords. We have Warpath Lounge and FUBAR's Lounge. So, without further ado, this is FUBAR. I got your 6. Peace.